So in this video, we're going to be doing a boiling point experiment. We're finding the boiling point of an alcohol, which is 2-propanol. Alcohol, 2-propanol is also known as rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. Like all alcohols, it's highly flammable, so safety features have to be in place. You need to be wearing safety goggles and just be very, very careful to have no alcohol open and exposed while you have a Bunsen burner flame going. So I'm going to take some of the 2-propanol, I'm going to pour it into my beaker. I want to take approximately 25 to 30 milliliters. So for something rough measurements like that, you can just use the markings that are on the side of a beaker. You would never use the beaker's markings to measure anything accurately. So I've got 25 mils-ish of alcohol. I'm going to pour that into my Erlenmeyer flask, which I've clamped to a pegboard. And I'm going to add some boiling chips. Boiling chips will prevent the alcohol from superheating and will prevent it from boiling up vigorously, which could cause a small accident. I've already checked the bottom of the flask to make sure there's no cracks in it, and I've clamped it to the pegboard with a wire stand underneath and about 1 inch to 2 inches space between. The purpose of the wire stand is simply to spread out the flame from the Bunsen burner, which I've got here. I've got a temperature sensor inside the flask. The temperature will be recorded and displayed on the iPad there. And then I've got a hose also with glass tubing and a rubber hose. I'm going to put this into a test tube, this all the way to the bottom of the test tube like that. And I'm putting that test tube into cold water. So this beaker is filled up with cold water. As I heat the alcohol to boil it, the vapor from the alcohol is going to escape from the flask, go through this hose where it will cool in the water bath, and it will condense back to liquid alcohol. If we didn't have that, the pressure inside the flask would build up and the flask would burst. As I said, I've checked the flask for any cracks to make sure that it's not damaged before we do this. I'm going to light my burner. So I've got the gas, I'll turn on the gas, take a match, light the burner, and there we go. You'll notice I've already put the alcohol away, I'll put my empty beaker away. Now as soon as I put the alcohol, the Bunsen burner underneath the flask, it's going to start heating. And at that point you want to start recording temperatures. So if you're watching this at home, you want to start timing as soon as I put the burner underneath the flask. And then every 10 seconds or every 15 seconds, you're going to record the temperature you see. I'll stop the experiment when it's been boiling for a while or when the flask is about to go dry. So let's begin. You got your data ready. I'm going to start timing as soon as I put this underneath, and then you want to record temperatures every 10 to 15 seconds. You can see the alcohol's boiling quite vigorously in the flask. And my battery just died on the iPad. And you can see it's condensing there as well.